What I have for you guys is a brand new radio that just came out. It's the Noble NB4 Plus. This is meant to replace the NB4 and right under the NB4 Pro. A lot of changes on this one, so I'm going to tell you about each one, the most significant ones. And also I'm going to tell you about Noble. Why is this compelling? Why is this a radio to pay attention to? Okay, transmitter radios, I'm sure a lot of you guys are using the RTR radios that came with your machines. And then there's these high-end radios for Tabas for $700, $800. But then you've all been kind of happy with the Flysky GT5, right? I use this so much. $70, I think. Links in the description here, and I have a review on it as well. And you have these other guys, Radio Link, you know, a lot of these upstarts. There's Sanwa. There's this new Radio Master. So I'm going to compare all these radios in the future. But meanwhile, let's get to the business at hand, which is the Noble NB4. So why is it compelling? It is compelling because it's Flysky. They've proven themselves to us, and it is, when you see it, it's like, wow. It's like opening an iPhone. The quality on it is just, the machining is incredible. It's pretty much all metal, and it is so cool. So here it is. So it has a battery inside. It's USB rechargeable, but the biggest trick up its sleeve is this swiveling steering wheel. So left-handed, right-handed. And I was thinking at first, who needs that? You know, if you're left-handed, you just get used to it. But really, there's a lot to be said about ergonomics. We're all like this, but you know, maybe your perfect situation for less hand pain is like this. You know, so your wrists are not angled. And it's a very high-level radio, and it's not a lot of money. $299 for this one, for the Plus. So it's reasonable for the quality that you get with it. So I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to show you all the details. First, I'm going to install this battery. So this turns on by itself. It's good enough.
Welcome to Noble Plus.
Noble Plus. It's saying, and it has voice prompts. Beautiful screen. But let's go through the accessories. So we have the receiver. We have an extra grip if you have larger hands, and then you have your wires. You have springs to change the spring tension on your trigger, and you also have different triggers to make sure it matches your hand. So really personalizable, customizable. It has a screen protector right there, so good, and it's very clear screen protector. Okay, we're almost there to show you guys the menu, but what I'm going to do, so this is a battery. I think there's a 3400 milliamp hour battery inside, and then there's another extra battery, and this is a USB charger as well. You can charge your phone, and a little spring loaded, you push forward, and then boom. The other purpose it serves, it's a base, a very stable base, and it gives it balance, you know, so it's not forcing you in one way or another. It's perfectly balanced like this. All right, so let's go through the menus. I'm going to move the camera so I can show you each of the changes that happened here. Okay, hope you're getting a good look at it. They gave this to me, RC review right there, pretty cool. But there it is. You have you can charge your devices here, and then you charge this device here, and little switch here if you're charging your phone or something. So here we go. Let's turn it on. Little hole here so you can have a little lanyard. And let's turn it on, and because this is the biggest difference of all, the old Noble was white background with black. Now it's black with color on the screen, so very handy. And this is your main menu. It has some nice haptics, voice prompts. So the biggest change is they made the screen a little more iPhone-like and a lot brighter. The old one was very hard to use on in the outdoors, which is kind of where you do your RC. Okay, so that's one big change. You can also change your backgrounds, your themes, and whatnot. So very attractive, but beautiful touchscreen. And then the second change is the wheel. The wheel is now I think it's more an appearance mod. It's got a nice foam to it, but it has a rotor that looks like a real rotor, and brake caliper, you know, pretty trick looking. The third change is they are now using USB-C. USB-C is just going to be the new standard, a much faster port than micro USB. So there you go, and you'll have a lot more cables for it. It has a mount, a grip. You can see it's a size small. There's a large on the case included, so you can change that easily. And then another change is now the battery in here. It's an 181650 is now replaceable, serviceable, and it is increased in size as well. You just pop this plastic out and you are good to go. Okay, so the next change is it has these new features supported by the USB-C, which are trainer mode. If you're training someone, your kid, how to control something, you could both have transmitters connected. It has FPB or head unit support. Also has iBus 2. Okay, so right here, the next change is channel naming. So aux 3, aux 4, and whatnot. You could change that to say, hey, differential lock or dig. So very handy, and that's customizable for each channel. And now there are more channels. I believe 25 channels instead of 20. Next change is there's more menus now. So there's 3 pages of menus. There used to be 2 pages of menus. And one thing I noticed here, there's 3 things for throttle: throttle mid, neutral, and curve. Just take a look at it. So, this is probably just trim, but it makes the important stuff much more accessible. That's your throttle curve. And then your, neutral, dead zone. You can adjust your dead zone, how responsive you want this thing to be. It's very accurate. It does have also 2-channel support. So basically, if you want to be racing, you want the highest levels of transmission instead of 8 channels or how many channels it has, it'll just work on 2 channels. You can also do one-way communication. So it can be totally optimized for racing. All right, what do you think of that, huh? So, very cool to have this option, $299, when we already know Flysky has proven themselves to us, and it's not the $500 or $800 Sanwa Futabas, and people are racing with this. When I'm at the drift track, I see a lot of this. So it is accurate, it is fast, it's not just for look. So if you use Flysky and use the Nobles, please comment in the description. And if you use other brand, comment as well. Let's have an exchange and see what options are out there for our RC Review users.